Well, since the Syrian crisis erupted in March 2011, the international community has never stopped diplomatic efforts to solve the issues and actively pushes for the talks between Syrian government and oppositions. However, due to a few sticking points, the talks have seen many ups and downs.
In January and February of 2015, Syrian government and oppositions held two rounds of talks under international efforts. But the talks failed amid huge differences. The reasons being the oppositions were not unified. Some even showed their resistance to the talks before it started. Another key issue was the fate of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. The two sides were far apart on this. Some countries for the oppositions demanded a step-down of Assad. In the past 2 years, situations in Syria and the world have changed. Violence committed by extremists has put fighting terrorism the top priority. Russia's military action in Syria altered the balance of power in the battlefield. Also, Western countries, headed by the U.S., softened their stance on Assad's fate. On October the 29th and 30th, 2015, foreign ministers of key players took part in the multilateral talks in Vienna, reaching a consensus on a UN-led diplomatic process pushing forward the end of Syria crisis. The second round of the talks were held about 2 weeks later, with the consensus on the timetable of the process. Based on the outcome of the two foreign ministers' meetings on December the 18th, 2015, UN Security Council passed a resolution which clarified 3 principles in solving the Syrian crisis. First, through diplomatic solutions. Second, the Syrian people will decide the fate of Syria. And third, the UN as the main mediator. And it suggested the UN work hard to convene the Syrian government and opposition for negotiations on a political process targeting early January 2016 as the start date. On December the 26th, 2015, the UN Special Envoy for Syria, Staffan de Mistura, said in a statement, after the adoption of the UN resolution, he has enhanced negotiations with Syrian government and oppositions. He voiced his hopes to bring representatives of the two sides together to launch the intra-Syria peace talks in Geneva on January 25th.